Dear students, welcome back to the class of carboxylic acids and its derivatives. In the last class, we have seen the physical properties, that is dimer formation of cyclic dimer association, hydrogen bonding, the difference in boiling point between alcohols and carboxylic acids, and also we have seen the uh, acidic strengths of various carboxylic acids when there are different substituents, and also the relative acidity difference between aromatic and aliphatic carboxylic acids, and also we have compared with phenols also in today. And we were discussing the chemical properties. We have seen the reactions of hydrogen of carboxylic acid, and we have also seen the reactions that involve OH group of carboxylic acids. Okay, so we were discussing the reactions which involve OH group of carboxylic acids. There are two more reactions that has to be discussed. Let us see those reactions. So this is very important. Ester formation. Ester formation. What is ester group? R C double bond O O R. See here, this OH group is replaced with the OR group here. So this is also a reaction which involve the OH group, which involves the OH group. So the mechanism also we have to discuss here. So carboxylic acids reacts with alcohols. This is the alcohol in the presence of any mineral acid like concentrated sulfuric acid or hydrochloric acid, or in the presence of anhydrous zinc chloride, they form esters. This reaction is known as esterification. Esterification. Okay. This reaction is known as esterification. Formation of ester is esterification. Okay. Let us see one example here. For example, acetic acid, when it reacts with ethyl alcohols, you see this OH group is replaced with this alkoxide, this OC2H5, OC2H5 group, and there is elimination of this water molecule. H and OH are eliminated as water. These two are eliminated as water molecules. So let us see the mechanism now. Mechanism involves here the acid, mineral acid that is used here acts as a catalyst here, and the alcohol here acts as a nucleophile here. The acid is a catalyst and the alcohol is a nucleophile. Let us see the mechanisms now. Mechanism. Once you see the mechanism, you will know what is the job of acid and what is the job of alcohol here. Okay, let me erase this one first. So the first step is take this acid. First step is you have to take this acid, and all these reagents are catalysts here. They have to be. What is the job of a catalyst? It will speed up the reaction. It will or initiate the reaction without itself undergoing any change, and it has to be regenerated at the end of the reaction. Suppose I am using H plus sulfuric acid. Sulfuric acid, what does it provide? It provides H plus. Suppose I am this is the initiates the reaction, means the first is you have to add this to the reactant. This initiates the reaction, and after the reaction is completed, it has to be regenerated. Here, this is the last step of the reaction. It is regenerated here again. That is the job of the catalyst. So here the sulfuric acid or any of these reagents, they act as a catalyst here. They will initiate the reaction. First take this reactant. What is the reactant here? This carboxylic acid. I'm taking this alkyl carboxylic acid, R C double bond OH, and I'm taking a sulfuric acid as a catalyst. Sulfuric acid is providing H plus, therefore I'm taking only proton here. Proton here. When proton is added here, what it does is this oxygen will take up this proton. The lone pair of oxygen is donated to this hydrogen. Okay, OH bond is formed, and once the OH bond is formed, these bonded electrons will shift onto the oxygen. So one bonded electron is shifted here, means it will get three lone pair of electrons. Among these three lone pair of electrons, one lone pair is donated to this H plus, forming a OH bond. Means it will still have these two pair of electrons. Two of its own, one is from this bonded pair of electrons. So, okay, when this bonded pair of electrons will be attracted towards oxygen, so it will have three lone pair of electrons. Among these three lone pair of electrons, one is donated to H plus, forming a OH bond here. Therefore, two will be there now. This is the resonance structure. This is not that much important. This is the resonance structure of this molecule. In the second step, now take this molecule here, write this molecule here in the second step. So since these electrons are shifted here, this carbon will get a positive charge. Okay, because these electrons between these carbon and oxygen are shifted onto the oxygen. See the valency here, this double bond will become now single bond. So 1 2 3, what is the valency of carbon? 4. So there is a shortage of electron here, so it will get a partial, so it will get a positive charge. Now write this molecule here in the second step. Okay, write this molecule in the second. So this a positive charge here means, what does it indicate? It is a electron deficient. It is a electron deficient site. There is a deficiency of electron, there is a need of electrons here. So it will search for a electron sufficient or electron rich reagent now. So what is the reagent now we are adding? First, what we have to add? First, we have to add the catalyst, that is acid, to the carboxylic acid. That will create a electron deficient site. Once the electron deficient site is created here, now what we have to add? What is the another reactant here? Alcohol. We have to add the alcohol here. Okay. What is the other reactant here? Alcohol. Now we are adding a alcohol. If you see the structure of the alcohol, this is ROH. There are two lone pair of electrons on the oxygen, means this is electron rich. Since this is electron rich, this will act as a nucleophile now. This will provide electrons. So this oxygen will be attracted towards this electron deficient carbon, which is in need of electron. So this is forming a bond with this carbon here. So which is forming bond? This oxygen of alcohol is forming a new bond with this carbon. So what are the bonds around this carbon? First write this carbon here. See this carbon, see. So around carbon already we are having R, OH, OH, R, OH, OH. Now new bond is formed between this carbon, this oxygen. See that new bond is this one, C and O. And around this O we have H and R, CH and R. Since oxygen is donating a pair of electron to this electron deficient carbon and forming a bond, this oxygen will get a positive charge. This will get a positive charge. Now write this molecule here. This is the second step. The first step is the protonation of carboxylic acid. The second step is addition of nucleophile. The third step is the proton transfer. Let us see how it is transferred here. Now take this molecule and write here. Okay. Now this is the starting material. So there is a positive charge on this carbon. It is not visible. I'll just write it with a pencil now. So we all know that positive charge on electronegative atom is not stable. Therefore, it will try to get stabilized. How? What happens is here there is a lone pair of electron here. So what this lone pair of electron will take up this hydrogen that is on this positively charged oxygen. See here. Thereby, since this lone pair is donated to this hydrogen, there is a proton transfer here. See here, proton transfer. From where it is transferring? It is transferring from this alcohol. This transferring from this alcohol to this acidic OH. Okay. This proton H plus is leaving without electrons and it will form a bond with this oxygen. This oxygen, it will donate a pair of electron to this hydrogen. See here, a bond is formed between the oxygen and hydrogen. Okay, the lone pair is donated to this hydrogen. Therefore, it is getting a it is getting a positive charge. And since one lone pair is donated to this hydrogen, there will only oxygen is left with only one lone pair of electron. Okay, one pair is donated to hydrogen and oxygen is left with only one lone pair of electron. Now, since hydrogen is moved onto this oxygen without electrons, it is moving away. So what the happen is this bonded pair of electrons, they will shift onto the positively charged oxygen, and they will balance the positive charge of this oxygen here. Therefore, already one lone pair is present. One more lone pair will be getting from this bonded pair. Now this hydrogen is shifted onto this oxygen here. See here. Okay. And then the last step is elimination of water. How it is write this molecule here? This OH, H2O. Right? Can we write like this? OH2. See, O, 1 and 2. Two hydrogens are written here in a short form, H2. Okay, there is a positive charge here. There is a positive charge here. Since positive charge on the oxygen is not stable, what it will do is this oxygen, this will take this bonded pair of electrons and it will move away as water molecule. Okay, water molecule. They will take this bonded pair of electrons and it is moving away as water molecule. Okay, now since the bonded pair of electrons are taken up by oxygen, it will get a carbon will get a positive charge. That positive charge is stabilized by this bonded pair of electrons. This OH bonded pair of electrons will be shifted between this carbon and oxygen, creating a double bond here. See here, double bond is created here. Okay, this hydrogen is eliminated as H plus. This hydrogen is eliminated as H plus. See here, this hydrogen is eliminated as H plus. And what is remained here? R, C, double bond O. See here, R, C, double bond O, R dash, O, R dash. So again, if you see here, this is an ester. This is an ester. This see here, O, R is replacing this OH group. Okay, forming a ester and the elimination of water, and there is a regeneration of the catalyst here. See, catalyst is regenerated, which is added here. We have added catalyst to initiate the reaction, that is regenerated here, H plus. So what are the steps involved here? First is, what are the reagents we required? We required obviously carboxylic acid, alcohol, and a catalyst. First, what we have to take? We have to take a carboxylic acid and add catalyst H plus N, that is from this acid H2SO4. So what it will do is it will create a positive charge or electron deficient site here, because and this electron deficient site is created here. Second step is one more reactant we have. What is that reactant? Alcohol, that is acting as a nucleophile now because of the presence of two lone pair of electrons here. This oxygen is donating a lone pair of electron to this electron deficient site and forming a bond. The next step is a proton transfer from the OH group of carboxylic acid to from the hydrogen of alcohol to OH group of carboxylic acid. Proton is transferring. This proton is transferring to this oxygen. So this oxygen will donate a pair of electron to this proton, and these bonded electrons will be shifting onto this oxygen, stabilizing the positive charge here. See here, positive charge. A new positive charge will be created onto this oxygen because it is forming a bond with this hydrogen, which is electron deficient. So in the next step, this whole thing will be eliminated as water molecule. Okay, and this bonded pair of electrons will be shifting here. I'm writing this one here. So R, C, double bond O, O, R dash, C here. This hydrogen is eliminated as C, H plus here. Okay, this one is as water molecule. So this is the mechanism of what? Esterification. Esterification means formation of ester from carboxylic acid by adding alcohol and in the presence of acid as a catalyst here. What is acid? It's a catalyst here. Okay. Now there is a one more reaction that involves the replacement of this OH group. Let us see that one also. That is formation of amides. If you see this, observe this reaction, these carboxylic acids or carboxylic acid on treatment with ammonia, the OH group is replaced with NH2 group here. First, a intermediate ammonium salt is formed here. After that, when this ammonium salt is heated up, there is elimination of water molecule and the OH group is replaced with the NH2 group. This is a reaction that is involving this OH group. See here, this OH group is replaced with the NH2 group, okay, and OH from this molecule and hydrogen from NH3 is eliminated as water, okay, is eliminated of water. See, this OH group is replacing amide. OH group is replaced with NH2 from this ammonia. First, what we have to add? We have to add ammonia followed by heating. First, add ammonia. After adding ammonia, ammonium salt will be generated. When we heat this, amide will be formed. This is R C double bond O, NH2 is amide. Okay. So this is an example here, acetic acid. When ammonia is added to acetic acid, this OH is eliminated. First, there is a formation of ammonium acetate, O minus NH4 plus, O minus NH4 plus. When we heat this amide is acetamide. This is forming from acetic acid, therefore acetic amide group, acetamide. Okay, the name of this product is acetamide. So these are the reactions that involve hydrogen or that involve OH of carboxylic acid. So we have discussed reactions involve hydrogen of carboxylic acids and the reactions that involve OH of carboxylic acids. And next, which reactions do we have? The reactions which involve the whole carboxylic acid group, that is COOH group. Let us see those reactions also. Reactions involving COOH group means this one, the whole group, okay? This one. Can you see the red color? Now we will be discussing the reactions which involve the whole COOH group. So basically we will be discussing two types of reactions. One is by only one type we will be discussing, that is catalytic reduction. That is a reduction of this OH group, COOH group, reduction of this COOH group. Okay, this COOH group here, I'll take a pencil, wait. The group, this one is converted to CH2OH group. Means what is happening here? This oxygen is eliminating here. See, oxygen is eliminating. There are two oxygens here. There is one oxygen here. And what is adding here? There is one hydrogen and there are three hydrogens here. Means two hydrogens are getting added. So addition of hydrogen or removal of oxygen, what is that? Reduction. Reduction. A is not there. Okay. So addition of, what is happening here in this reaction? Hydrogens are added and oxygen is eliminated, means this is a reduction reaction. And how it is done? By catalytic. This is catalytic, okay? Catalytic by adding a catalyst here. So these are first, this can be done via esters or via acid chlorides. Via esters, via acid chloride means first acetic acid has to be converted to esters or acid chloride, okay? Then followed by reduction. Let us see how it is done. First, acetic acid is converted to esters here. See here, ethyl alcohol. What are the reagents that has to be added to convert into ester? What is this reaction? This reaction, esterification. Just now we discussed. This conversion of acetic acid to ester is esterification, that can be done by adding alcohol, that is ethyl alcohol, and a catalyst here, this is H plus. So this CH3, this group will be, first I'll erase this one, okay? What will happen when we do this? Add alcohol, this OH will be replaced with OC2H5 from this alcohol, forming a ester. Once this ester is formed, we have to add hydrogen in the presence of palladium as a catalyst, and we have to heat this under high pressures. When we do this reaction, the whole group will get converted to CH2OH. the COOC2H5 will get reduced to CH2OH. What is CH2OH? This is a primary alcohol. Primary alcohol. So with these reactions, that is catalytic reductions, we can synthesize primary alcohols. And one more reaction is there, we can also do, this is through esters. First what we have done, we have converted this acetic acid to ester, then we have done the reduction. Okay, this is like this, ester, from ester to alcohol. Or we can also do like this, first we have to convert this acetic acid to acid chloride. How we can do this? We have already studied this. How we can do? By adding PCl3 or PCl5 or SOCl2. When we add these reagents to this, the OH group will be converted to halide group. That is known as acid halide. Acid halide. What is this acid here? What is this C6H5? Means it is formed from C6H5 COH. From this acid, benzoic. What is this acid? Benzoic acid. When benzoic acid, when this reagent is added, PCl3, this will replace this OH with chloride. So this is benzoyl chloride. What is the name of this acid? This is benzoyl group. Okay, what is this group? Benzoyl group. Benzoyl chloride. So after formation of benzoyl chloride, it is a acid halide. Okay, acid chloride, or we can also say this is from acid, so acid chloride. So we have to add hydrogen in the presence of palladium, then heat this, so the whole group will get reduced to primary alcoholic group, that is CH2OH group. CH2OH group. So uh, first we have to convert carboxylic acid into esters or acid chloride. Then we have to do the reduction by adding this one, so that will convert the COOH group to CH2OH, that is a primary alcohol. So in this way we can synthesize primary alcohol using this reaction. So with this we have studied the reactions of H involving hydrogen, reactions involving OH, and also reactions involving the O whole COH group. Let us study few other reactions like decarboxylation. Decarboxylation means removal of CO2. What is decarboxylation? Removal of CO2 group. So there are two name reactions, that I think two or three name reactions that we'll be discussing here, which involve the loss of CO2 from carboxylic acid functional group. Okay, loss of CO2 from carboxylic acid or its salt. So let us study first reaction, that is Huns-Dekker reaction. Huns-Dekker reaction. Okay, this is this is a name reaction. What is the name of this reaction? Huns-Dekker. What happens here in this reaction? The heavy metal salt of a carboxylic acid. See here, for example, heavy metal can be silver, mercury, or lead. So we have to take a salt of carboxylic acid. How it is prepared? Take carboxylic acid and add AgCl or AgOH. We will get this heavy metal salt of carboxylic acid. So in this reaction, heavy metal means the high molecular weight metals. These are high molecular weight metals: mercury, silver, and lead. So when you take this heavy metal, this is a salt formed by salt of RCO minus Ag plus. This is a salt of heavy metal is this one, Ag and carboxylic acid. Heavy metal and carboxylic acid. So when we heat this with bromine in the presence of CCl4, so the whole group will be replaced with halide group here. See here, the whole group. This means there is a decarboxylation occurring here, this with the release of CO2 gas. Okay. This whole group is converted to halide group. In this way, this is a very important reaction. This method we can synthesize alkyl halides. What we can synthesize? Alkyl halides we can synthesize. So in this way, AgBr is the precipitate that is formed and CO2 gas is liberated here. If you see the mechanisms or the steps involved in this reaction, let us see. First, let us take this. What is the reactant here? Silver salt of carboxylic acetate. This is silver salt of carboxylic acid. Now, what is the reagent here? Bromine. Add bromine to this. When you add bromine to this, AgBr is eliminated as this is a precipitate is formed, and COO minus one will be minus, other one will be plus. So this is plus, this is minus. This one Br minus will be taken up by Ag plus, forming AgBr, and Br plus will be taken up by RCO minus group. So RCOO Br is formed here. See RCOO Br. Now this RCOO Br, it will undergo homolytic fission. Homolytic fission means bond is breaking into two equal parts. So the bonded pair that is between oxygen and bromine is shared equally, and there is a homolytic fission. After homolytic fission, each atom that is present between this bond present in this bond will get each electron. Each here is bonded electron will be shared by this oxygen atom and bromine atom. See, one electron, this one. Otherwise, what we will see here, like this polarization we will see here, plus and minus. That is not possible here. It is a homolytic fission. So this will both will get a one electron each, one electron, or we can also say it as a radical. So this radical is formed here. So in the next step, what happens is this radical, again it will undergo homolytic fission here. The bond is splitting here and generating a R radical, and one more radical will be here. That radical carbon, one electron, and this one electron, that will form a bond here, forming a CO2 here. So we have got R radical here, that is alkyl radical here. This alkyl radical now, this alkyl radical now, we have alkyl radical and we have bromine radical from this one. This alkyl radical will combine this bromine radical, forming alkyl bromide. So these are the steps involved in the formation of alkyl halide. So let us take one example here. We have taken the example of silver phenyl acetate. Phenyl, see, this is phenyl acetate, silver. When we add bromine and carbon tetrachloride and heat this one, this whole group is getting converted to Br groups here. The whole group is converted to Br group by the elimination of carbon dioxide gas. So that's why this is a also known as decarboxylation reaction. There is elimination of carbon dioxide. That's why it is also known as decarboxylation. What is the main criteria here? Conversion of this acetate group into halide group. Acetate group into halide group. So you have to remember this, what is converting here, in order to avoid confusion with other reactions. Just remember what is the starting material and what is the product, and what is getting eliminated and the reagent. So this is acetate. Obviously this is the carboxylic acid chapter. You will remember the starting material. Just remember the this product. Once you remember the product, you can write the reagent. So once you remember that, Huns-Decker reaction means it's the formation of alkyl halide, and it's a decarboxylation reaction. Alkyl halide means you have to use that halogen and CCl for heat. CCl for halogen. Alkyl halide means you have to use that halogen as a reactant. Obviously starting material will be a carboxylic acid. So in each reaction, what you have to do is you have to remember the product. Once you remember the product, here you can write the reagents. Okay, this is a small trick that you have to follow in order to remember the name reactions. It is very difficult, I know, to remember the name reactions. Just in order so let us see another reaction also. To make it easy for you, I am telling a small trick here. Just remember the product that is forming here in this reaction. Huns-Decker reaction means what? Huns-Decker reaction means formation of alkyl halide. Alkyl halide means obviously starting material will be carboxylic acid. Halide means you have to use halogen. So you can recollect easily what are the reagents. Okay. This is how you can remember. Okay, let us see another reaction also, also which is also a decarboxylation reaction. That is, it is a Schmidt reaction. Here, see, we will be discussing nearly 5 name reactions here. All these are very much important here. Okay, Schmidt reaction. How do you pronounce this? SCHMIDT means Schmidt reaction. It is also a decarboxylation reaction. As I have already told you, you have to remember the starting material and the end material. In this reaction, if you see this, I'm showing this example. The COH group is converted to NH2 group. What is NH2? It is a primary amine. Primary amine means what? Ammonia means what? NH3. If one of the hydrogen is replaced with one alkyl group, only one. How many alkyl groups are there? Ethyl group. Only one alkyl group is there, no? This one alkyl group. Then it is a primary amine. If one more is hydrogen is substituted, means we will get NH, that is secondary. If no hydrogens are there, all are alkyl groups, that is tertiary. Since only one alkyl group is there, it is a primary amine. So this reaction is basically a conversion of, okay, oh my god, basically a conversion. I have written a reaction here, but that is not visible here. So please consider this reaction for the explanation. So basically, it is a conversion of this COH group to NH2 group. So what I said, you have to remember the product, then you can write the reagents here. What is the product here? Amine, primary amine, NH2 means we have to use N3H and H2SO4 catalyst here. N3H is the reagent and H2SO4 is the catalyst. Once you remember the product here, Schmidt reaction means it is a preparation of amine. Like that you have to remember, then you can easily write the reagents. Okay. Now let us see the reactions or steps that is involved here in the formation of these reactions. So what are the reagents we are using here? Hydrozoic acid, okay, and we are using catalyst here also here. Okay. Now let us see the mechanism now. First step is the formation of acid azide. Azide should be here, it is not visible here. So what we have to take this starting carboxylic acid and hydrozoic acid. This is N3H is hydrozoic acid. This is the structure of hydrozoic acid. This is how you will write N3H. N triple bond N bond NH. Since this nitrogen is getting 4 bonds, we have to indicate positive charge because the valency of nitrogen is only 3. And since this nitrogen is having 2 bonds, you have to indicate minus charge because the valency of nitrogen is only 3 and one excess electron is there, therefore negative charge here. Now this is sp2 carbon. Sp2 carbon means electron deficient carbon, and we have electron sufficient or electron rich atom here, that is nitrogen. So this nitrogen will act as a nucleophile. Now this is a electrophile. So this is a nucleophile. Now N minus is that a nucleophile. Since this is sp2 carbon, it will get a partial positive charge. So this will attack this positively charged or electron deficient carbon, forming a bond between this carbon and this nitrogen. So, and there is elimination of this water molecule also. So R C double bond O, see here R C double bond O, a new bond is formed here, C and N, C and N, and N2, N3 plus, N3 plus. See here, there is, this hydrogen is moving away without electrons here. So these bonded electrons will be shifted onto this nitrogen. This negative charge is giving to this carbon, forming a bond. Again it is getting negative charge from this bonded pair of electrons because this hydrogen is moving without electrons. Okay, it is shifting without electrons. So negative charge is shown here. Next is the this step is very important. See this carefully. Rearrangement of alkyl group here. Okay, rearrangement of alkyl group. See, take this molecule and write here first. So this alkyl group with electrons, it moves with this bonded pair of electrons, it is shifted onto this nitrogen. And there is a negative charge on this nitrogen, it will be shifted here. Because this alkyl group is moving with the bonded pair of electrons, this will create a deficiency of electrons here. because when this bond is moving away, it will have 1, 2, 3 bonds only. What is the valency of carbon? 4. It needs one more bond. So that bond is formed by the shift of this negative charge on this nitrogen from here to here. So, and this alkyl groups is shifting here. When this alkyl group is shifting here, this N triple bond N plus, since this is a positive charge, this will take this bonded pair of electron and it will move away as this nitrogen. Okay, N2 as nitrogen. So what is remain here? R. No, it is linked to nitrogen. See, R bond N. See, R bond N. Now there is a, by the shift of this negative charge here, it is getting a double bond here. See, N double bond, C double bond O, C double bond O. See, this R is rearranging here and this whole thing is eliminated as nitrogen here. This is known as, this is alkyl, this is isocyanate group. N double bond C double bond O is isocyanate. Therefore, this is alkyl isocyanate. The next step is addition of water to this alkyl isocyanate. Take this alkyl isocyanate and write here and add water to this H2O. When you add water to this, it will get hydrolyzed here. The bond will be broken here. Okay, these hydrogens will be taken by nitrogen and oxygen will be taken by C double bond O group, releasing oxygen and forming a primary amine. So basically this reaction is a conversion of the COOH group to NH2 group. It's a decarboxylation reaction because there is elimination of CO2 gas. Okay. So the whole group is converted to NH2 group. So you have to remember split reaction means what? It is a preparation of primary amine. That like that you have to remember. Once you remember NH2, once you remember the NH2, you can easily write the reagents, that is hydrozoic acid and sulfuric acid. So this is the mechanism of Schmidt reaction. This is also very important. Students, unless you put a pen on the paper and write this mechanism at least 2 to 3 times, you will not understand what, how many times I will tell, how, whatever, sorry. Even if I repeat many times also, unless you put a pen on a paper and write these reactions with mechanism by carefully observing the shift of arrow marks and shift of electrons, by carefully observing the shift of electrons with these arrow marks, you will not able to write the mechanism or you will not able to learn this. Just practice this, write minimum seeing this reaction at least 3 times and try to see the shift of these arrows here, how the electrons are shifted, and also try to see, understand these charges, how these charges are indicated on these atoms, why these charges are indicated here and how they are shifted. Okay, please practice this. We'll meet in the next class. I'll stop here. Okay, thank you one and all.